Good afternoon. I'm Irene Mokel. I'm chair of the Mayor's Commission on Disability Concerns. We are so glad you are here to celebrate the 34th annual Tempe Mayor's All Ability Awards. This event is not only close to my heart, but it holds a special place in the hearts of many, many community members who have celebrated with us over the years. I am so excited at this time to introduce our entertainment, Higher Octave Healing's rock band, Spice It Up. Higher Octave Healing, you can clap. Higher Octave Healing is a Tempe-based nonprofit organization that is empowering their community through music therapy. Each week, Higher Octave Healing's 8 music therapists reach more than 800 people across the Phoenix area, helping individuals with a wide variety of needs use music to meet their goals and improve their lives. One of Higher Octave Healing's flagship program is the Music Therapy Rock Band Program for teens and adults with diverse abilities. Each of the 14 rock bands comes together weekly to rehearse, socialize, and learn new skills. Participants learn to play in a band while gaining valuable social communication, cognitive, and life skills. Today, Higher Octave Healing is represented by Spice It Up, featuring performers Lexi, Kai, Nick, Dallas, and Matt, and Yaya. Let's get ready to rock. It's all yours.
Asked the girl what she wanted to be. She said, baby, can't you see? I want to be famous, a star on the screen. But you can do something in between. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. And maybe I'll love you. I told the girl that my prospects were good, and she said, baby, it's understood. Working for peanuts is all very fine, but I can show you a better time. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Maybe you can drive my car, and maybe I'll love you. Baby, baby, yeah. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car, and maybe I'll love you. Told the girl I can start right away. And she said, baby, I got something to say. I got no car and it's breaking my heart, but I found a driver and that's a start. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. And maybe I love you. Baby, baby, yeah. Baby, baby, yeah. Baby, baby, yeah. Baby, baby, yeah. 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 When I die, I wanna come back as a country boy. No, there ain't no better life if you ask me. If my neck don't come out red, then the Lord just keep me dead. 'Cause a country boy is all I know how to be. My back is always breaking, and my dogs are always barking. My money has trouble making, and my truck has trouble starting. I'm up before the sun, either hauling hay or hunting. My work ain't ever done, but son, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. So when I die, I wanna come back as a country boy. No, there ain't no better life if you ask me. If my neck don't come out red, then Lord just keep me dead. 'Cause a country boy is all I know how to be. Yeah, if y'all ain't in my draw and the fish ain't on my wall and the juice don't burn going down, my feet ain't in a holler and blue ain't on my collar, leave my hand cranking, juice drinking self in the ground. Yeah, when I die, I wanna come back as a country boy. No, there ain't no better life if you ask me. If my neck don't come out red, then Lord just keep me dead. 'Cause a country boy is all I know how to be. Yeah, when I die, I wanna come back as a country boy. Live on this land like my old man did before me. I don't wanna be born in the money, where the boots don't ever get muddy. 'Cause a country boy is all I know how to be. When I die, I wanna come back as a country boy. No, there ain't no better life if you ask me. If my neck don't come out red, then Lord, just keep me dead. 'Cause a country boy is all I know how to be. Woo! Yeah, a country boy is all I know how to be. Woo!
This group's gonna get set up for one more tune, but I just wanted to say let's give it up one more time for Spice It Up. As Irene so beautifully introduced us, Spice It Up is the representatives of our music therapy rock band program. We have these guys times 14. We have about 64 members in the program right now that each week come, they choose the songs, they choose the instruments, they make music together. It really is for the bands, by the bands. The Tempe Mayor's Disability Awards has been a wonderful connection for us. We are Tempe-based, Tempe-grown. We love this community. This is the third time we've been asked to perform, and we thank you for this opportunity. All right, Matt's gonna bring us home.
Ready, go. Staring out into the night, trying to hide the pain. I'm going to the place where love and feeling good don't ever cost a thing. And the pain you feel's a different kind of pain. I'm going home to the place where I belong, where your love has always been enough for me. I'm not running from, no, I think you got me all wrong. I don't regret this life you chose for me. But these places and these faces are getting old, so I'm going home. Yeah, I'm going home. Miles are getting longer, it seems, the closer I get to you. Not always been the best man or friend for you, but your love remains true, and I don't know why. You always seem to give me another try. I'm going home, back to the place where I belong, where your love has always been enough for me. I'm not running from, no, I think you got me all wrong. I don't regret this life I chose for me. But these places and these places are getting old. Be careful what you wish for, 'cause you just might get it all. You just might get it all. And then some you don't want. Be careful what you wish for, 'cause you just might get it all. You just might get it all. I'm going home to the place where I belong, where your love has always been enough for me. I'm not running from, no, I think you got me all wrong. I don't regret this life I chose for me. But these places and these faces are getting old, so I'm going home. I'm going home.
Wasn't that wonderful? Let's give them another hand, shall we? Tempe is definitely a leader in the state when it comes to support and advocacy for accessibility. Many of you may not know this, but Tempe was the first city in the state to hire a dedicated ADA specialist. The position started out at 20 hours per week, grew to 30 hours per week, and is currently in next year's budget to become a full-time position. This is only one example out of many of how Tempe puts accessibility in the forefront. This doesn't happen by mistake. It is due to the city leadership of our mayor and council. It is now my honor to introduce Mayor Corey Woods, who will present today's awards. Oh, you're hiding on me.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what I do.
You snuck up on me.
All right, well, good morning, and actually, I should say probably good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much, Irene. I really appreciate it. Can we give Irene a big round of applause? So first of all, how about that amazing performance by Spice It Up? I am so very excited to be here today to celebrate the achievements of those who make Tempe a better place for those with disabilities and for those who live life to the fullest, overcoming it. Before I go any further, I'd like to acknowledge members of the City Council that are here with me today. I've got Councilmember Doreen Garland, and I've also got with me Councilmember Burdetta Hodge. And really quickly as well, I want to introduce some key members of our city team here. We have City Manager Andrew Ching. Chief Deputy City Manager Rosa Inchausti. Deputy City Manager Keith Burke. And Deputy City Manager Tom Dunsing. I'd also like to thank our sponsors. Their generosity helps make this event a reality each and every year. So I want to read them off here. The Tempe Diablos. I see we have several Diablos here in the audience, if you wouldn't mind standing up and getting some recognition. The Diablos do an incredible amount of work in our community on behalf of our students and all of our educators, and we appreciate them each and every day. Next up, I want to thank Jasmine Joe Coffee, Rowan Tree Flowers. Thank all of them for their support of this event. This year is the 34th annual Mayor's All Abilities Awards. And yes, I said all abilities. Those of you who've been around for some time may be thinking, hey, that's not the name for this event. For 33 years, this program was called the Mayor's Disabilities Awards. But time changes the way that we think about things. The Mayor's Commission on Disability Concerns felt that it was time to update the title to reflect our inner-abled community. They wanted the name to match our belief that an individual's abilities does not determine their access to all Tempe offers. They wanted a name that recognized the ways our residents of various abilities use their strengths, their time, and their gifts to ensure Tempe is an accessible, enriching community for all. Please join me in thanking the Commission on Disabilities Concerns for evolving this name to reflect the way that we both feel and act. This commission does, This commission does so much to make Tempe a more inclusive place. Its members spend hundreds of hours making recommendations on disability access and inclusion for the city. They review planned development in Tempe for important infrastructure needs, such as accessible drop-off zones for ride shares, wayfinding, and implementation of new and higher accessible design standards. They have also advised on projects for Rolling Hills Golf Course, city parks, and much more. And 2 commissioners currently serve on the 2050 General Plan Committee, where they advocate for accessibility in all future Tempe plans. Please join me in recognizing these dedicated, hardworking people. Commissioners, please stand or wave when we say your name. Our chair, Irene Mokel. Our vice chair, Paul Kent. Commissioner Jacob Bunch. Commissioner Robin DiMarino. Commissioner Rachel Gomez. Commissioner Kathy Jefferson. Commissioner Jeff Oates. Commissioner Julie Malloy. Commissioner and past chair, Dr. Catherine Schmidt. And our city staff liaison, Ginny Belusic. Our keynote speaker today is Tim Bolin. Tim has been passionate about running his whole life. He earned a college scholarship for it. He competed as a professional runner and triathlete, including at the Ironman World Championships. Tim stacked up 10 All-American status awards over his triathlon career. He's also competed on the Volkswagen Trek Landis cycling team, racing in the country's largest cycling events. Any one of these accomplishments would make us think, wow, that is a really amazing person. But Tim isn't just a great athlete, he's also a great human. Tim is the cross-country coach for Marcus Teniza, helping the next generation of athletes strive for their personal bests. Again, an accomplishment that would be enough for most people, but Tim had more to give. In 2017, he founded Together We Live, a Tempe-based nonprofit that pairs people with intellectual and developmental disabilities with skilled athletes to take part in races like 5K runs, triathlons, even marathons and Ironman triathlons. Together We Live doesn't just give people an opportunity to compete in a race or cross a finish line. The organization improves the lives of the athletes they partner with, providing them with the motivation to ride faster, try harder, and become even more. Let's watch this video about Tim together.
Tim Bolin is an advocate for all those with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
I don't think this organization would be here if it wasn't for Tim Bolin. That's 100% agreeable. We all agree on that, and everybody behind me would say the same thing. He is the flagship. He's the man. He's the one that does all the work. He has all the chairs held in storage containers. He goes, he unpacks them, he brings them down, he sets up his tents, he sets up the chairs, he sets up the tables, he organizes the races, he gets us to register, he organizes the training runs, he puts us all together. We share contact information. If it wasn't for Tim Bolin, none of this would be where it is. He is arguably one of the greatest humanitarians I've ever met in my life.
Tim's the best. He's the best of the best. He's been around Arizona forever, and everybody knows him. Everybody knows his attitude, his demeanor is always positive.
He is the cross-country coach at Marcus Teniza and started Together We Live, an organization that provides athletic experiences for people with disabilities.
He is just such a compassionate person. He gives 110%, and even when he's not healthy, he goes the extra mile to help everybody else. He's one of a kind.
No matter what's going on in his personal life, he is always high energy, and you would never know. He's so happy and outgoing and energetic. It's just amazing.
With a group of volunteers, Coach Tim and Together We Live have made it possible for countless people to partake in 5Ks, marathons, and even Ironman triathlons.
Tim, he helped me go from somebody who was not an athlete 2 years ago to I just completed my first half Ironman, did my first full marathon. He believes in me, he coaches me, he holds me accountable, and he helps me realize that I can do anything I set my mind to.
It's hard to put it to words because you can put descriptive words all over it. He does all this out of the kindness of his heart. We don't pay a single penny to do these workouts. And he's always there texting us. He's always there when we need to go out and have dinner and talk about what we're struggling with.
Tim Bolin has made a life of helping people become their best and have experiences that last a lifetime. He shows us regularly that through the kindness of community, anything is possible.
I would have never even thought of reaching out to an athlete with a disability to participate in events with them. Tim's changed my life.
I think it's who he is. It's him as a person. It's an individual. The man has cancer and it's terminal, and he is still out there battling day in and day out. And yeah, I get emotional, so it's a tough one. But he's a great guy. The world needs more of him, that's for sure.
Everyone, please welcome Tim Bolin.
I'm going to pretend like that just didn't put me in tears, but it did. I wanted to start with, I didn't even know that video was going to happen, so that was my very first surprise, and obviously amazing and unexpected, beautiful. I wanted to start with just a very short video that really showcases what Together We Live really is and what it represents, and so if you wouldn't mind queuing that up, that would be amazing. And then everything will feed off of this.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out, and mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. And we will rise, we'll rise, we'll rise. Oh,
So that was actually created by my daughter when she was a sophomore in high school. She created that for an event that we did called the 12-Hour Spin-a-thon. So needless to say, that's dear to my heart for many of reasons. But I just wanted to send a special thank you again to the mayor and to the council and to the city themselves for the incredible work that you do serving all of those with disabilities and advocating every day that the city is by far the greatest home that I call home. So thank you for that. I'd like to take you on just a really quick journey of really how I got here today. And it's a path that I, honest to God, was never even expecting. I went to college for nursing, for God's sakes. Yeah, so thank you. I told him to run some slides while I'm talking the whole time so y'all can see even more people that we have involved. But anyways, 1989, I'm sitting at a hotel called the King Kamehameha in Kona, Hawaii. I had just qualified for the Ironman World Championships, and it was my very first pro Ironman race. And like now, I was nervous and scared and didn't really know what the day was going to have unfold. And lo and behold, I'm sitting in a pool deck, and I look across the pool deck, and I watch an older gentleman and a younger man where he's pushing in a wheelchair his younger man out to the pool deck. And I'm noticing as they're coming around the pool side, like some of the athletes are getting up and running over to him and shaking their hands. And I'm like, okay, yeah, who is this? Like, I didn't know who he was. And he's walking around the pool deck, walking, and then our eyes locked. I'm like, oh shit. And he says, do you mind if I sit next to you? And I was like, of course, you know, why couldn't you? And so they came over and sat next to me. We would sit there for 3 hours, and he would share his entire life journey with me. And what I found out was that who he was with was his son. It was Dick and Ricky Hoyt. I'm not sure if any of you have ever heard of Dick and Ricky Hoyt, but they are truly the two that have paved the path for a program like Together We Live. They're the ones that paved the path for all the athletes that want to aspire to do an Ironman triathlon or even the Boston Marathon, for God's sakes. It is the Hoyt family that left that legacy. And the thing that stuck out for me the most in those 3 hours is before we got up to leave, he says, can I tell you a quote that my son told me? And I'm like, of course. And he goes, I had just got a speaking device for him. And his son had cerebral palsy. And I have not been able to talk to my son other than, you know, he could write some things down. But like during races and stuff, like we can't communicate. And he said the very first words that he wrote down were, the only time that I feel like I don't have a disability is when we run, Dad. And he goes, it's the only time I feel free. And for me, I'm thinking, my God, I'm going to do an Ironman race tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to do this on my own, let alone push his son that's 100 pounds in this chair through a 140-mile race. And I'm just mind-boggled by that. But when I heard that quote, the only thing I kept thinking is his dad's definitely hearing that every single mile that they're traveling on that course. I got halfway through the race, and they were only halfway on the way out to the turnaround on the bike. And Ricky was all smiles and cheers and just screaming up, and his dad was sweating profusely and working so hard to get there. 17 hours later, they crossed that finish line. They were the first duo to ever do that in an Ironman race and started the legacy there. Fast forward 12 years, and I wouldn't know it, but obviously I had a niece that had Pallister's-Hull syndrome. And I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but its internal organs never developed through birth. So she was bolus-fed, hormone shot, nonverbal, and had very little mobility. And throughout her whole life as she was growing up, the one thing that I kept thinking back was Dick and Ricky Hoyt, because it just left such a huge imprint for me. And when she turned almost 10 years old, I asked her if she would love to do the Rock and Roll Marathon with me, and of course, she lit up and smiled. 2 months later, she passed away unexpectedly on her 10th birthday, eating birthday cake with her mom. And all I kept thinking is, dang it, I just missed another golden dream opportunity to fulfill this and to be able to serve others and to be able to provide this free opportunity of what it's like to live without a disability just for a short run. And that just stuck for me. And then fast forward 4 years later, and I was offered the CEO position of Best Buddies Arizona. Best Buddies is a program that pairs one-to-one students, those that are in a special ed classroom with the typical students, to form one-to-one friendships so that they could be more inclusive in the schools, providing more opportunities for activities and sporting events and whatnot. Amazing program. While I was there for a 7-year tenure, I was blessed enough to create a dozen different events. And through that course of time, we were able to impact hundreds and thousands of kids. And we had 50 different high schools that were involved. All 4 major universities we got on board, and 8 middle schools. So huge success and a huge achievement at that point. And the only thing that kept resonating through my head was Dick and Ricky Hoyt again. And so then I created the marathon program with Best Buddies. And that's where it started. In 2012, we had 1 participant that raced in the Rock and Roll Marathon with myself. And within 2 or 3 years, we had 4 or 5 teams. And within 2 or 3 years after that, we had 12 or 13 teams. And then I found the news. It was December 2016, and corporate had made the decision that they were going to cut out all the events except for the Friendship Walk and the Galas, the big money makers. Meanwhile, we had, dozens of events that were small money, but they still provided a ton of opportunities for the families and for our students to be able to participate in events. And I was devastated when they gave that news. We took years to create all these things and grow these. And not only that, was a big fundraising component to our whole program as well. And to lose all of that was like, well, what am I going to do? Like, January 3rd, I decided to put in my resignation, which was one of the hardest decisions I made because I loved that job. I got to do exactly what I felt like I was made for, and that was to serve others. And by March 15th, I served my last day at Best Buddies. And by May 1st, I received my official determination letter from the IRS stating that Together We Live was born, which is, to this day, still to this day, my single greatest work accomplishment I've ever done. And even though we're a small organization and we don't impact thousands, we truly make a difference here with those that we do get to impact. And it fills my heart every single day I get to do it. So fast forward 2.5 years later, I'm driving. I have twins. They're both seniors now in high school. But this was when my daughter was a sophomore. I'm driving her to school. It was January 10th. And she says, Dad, no matter what you do today, you've got to listen to me. Don't ignore me. You're stubborn. Please go straight to the hospital. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, I had a small little bump on my neck, which, I kind of blew off. Thought it was bacteria infection because I had just done Ironman Arizona a couple months prior to that. And I was like, I got a bacteria infection, no big deal, right? So I got on some bacteria medications, and obviously it didn't work because I woke up the next morning with like a half tennis ball size knot on my neck. And my daughter saw it and freaked out. And so as I'm dropping her off at school, she demanded that I go straight to the hospital. And I did. All I kept thinking is I'm wasting the entire staff's time because it's a bacteria infection. I could have done this at the Minute Clinic, but I made a promise to my daughter, and I definitely was going to see it through. And so if there's anything that I can encourage anybody on, if you ever have hard news that you need to deliver to anybody for any reason, it's a breakup, you have to fire somebody, whatever the reason is, don't ever do it in front of anybody else. I found out that I had a terminal cancer in front of 20 other patients that were sitting in this room while I was sitting in a chair next to them all. And how was I supposed to react to that? I was devastated. Like, all I could think of was hold it in, suck it up, and I'm very emotional. Those of you who know me already, I'm extremely emotional. I can't help it. And I started to tear up. The nurse saw me, ran me back behind this curtain and said, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm not." And I fell on the ground and cried for 30 minutes straight. And the only thing going through my head was, again, they were sophomores in high school, is how am I going to take care of my kids through all of this? Like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how I'm going to move forward without impacting my kids with this stupid thing. Like, it's going to change everything. While I was in the hospital during that day, within an hour's time of finding out that news, I finally once realized exactly what the true meaning of friendship meant. I made 4 phone calls that day. 2 of them are sitting right here in this room, and they were the first one to be there and the last ones to leave, and they have stood by my side through all of this. They've been there for my kids, and they've taught me the meaning of love and friendship and what it really, really means on the deepest level. We all have super friends, superficial friends, but I'm telling you that when you get news like I do, everything is seen differently. And what I'm trying to propose right now is see your life differently. See it like I do now. Like, don't wait. I assumed I had 30 or 40 more years to go on trips and see my family and go out with friends, right? You just assume these things. And as soon as you find out that you don't have that, it changes everything. And so now everything is deeper. I love deeper. I care deeper. I listen deeper. I have a girlfriend that I would never, ever have imagined to love so much, that loves me the same. My kids and I's relationships have grown and blossomed since then. It is just the most precious thing in the world, is to be able to be present and to know that every single minute of every day is truly what you get to decide to make of it. For me to decide that I wanted to be here was a priority for me. And I had a choice, right? We all have a choice. Whatever it is in our lives, we have a choice. We're never stuck, right? We always have a choice. And I'm asking each and one of you to always make the best choice that is going to be the best outcome for you, that is going to give you the most love in your life, and to be the best servant leader that you can possibly be in our community. Because this community here in Tempe is making huge strides. And they are going to be the leaders, I have no doubt, for years to come because of the passion and love that they have here. So with that being said, Together We Live wouldn't be what it is without having all the love and the compassion of all those people that are part of this program. I'm just a pin in the haystack. It is all of them that make together what it is. I run the meat and potatoes behind it, but it's their love and their kindness and their compassion that show up on all the team runs, that will make the phone calls to the families, that will be out on the runs and engaged and loving on these individuals. It is them that need to be up here and shining, and not me. I just put it together. So thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Go and live joyfully, full of love, and don't take a minute for frickin' granted. Love you.
Thank you so much, Tim. We would like to present you this token of our appreciation for that incredible speech you just gave, and thank you for sharing your story with each and every one of us and every member of our community. Thank you so much. We have several awards to present this afternoon, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Our first awards are in the category of Outstanding High School Student. This award recognizes outstanding students with disabilities who are transitioning from high school to pursue further education or training. The student demonstrates dedication and success as a student, employee, or volunteer. I'd like to now invite Mike DiDomenico, president of the Tempe Diablos, and the Diablo board who are in attendance to please join me on stage to assist me with these awards. The Tempe Diablos have generously funded the scholarships for the Outstanding High School Student category for many years. We are so thankful for the Diablos' continued support of our All Abilities Awards. Joining us today from the Diablos, our president, Mike DiDomenico, board members Greg Garcia, Brad Cox, Mike Horn, Rich Antonio, and Rob Personnel. Outstanding High School Student, we have given 7 winners for the Outstanding High School Student Award this year. So when we call your name, please come forward. First winner is Aiden Burke. Aiden struggles with developmental and cognitive delays due to the challenges he was born with. This has never stopped Aiden from giving his all. Aiden Burke is a star student and a star athlete playing a dozen different sports. He recently attended the 2022 USA Games for track and field. During his time at Desert Vista High School, he has enjoyed and taken part in many programs and opportunities to show his fellow students the value of friendship and belonging. Aiden aspires to do incredible things, and with a community who supports and backs his dreams, he can make his dreams of working a job he likes and being a productive member in the community a reality. Congratulations, Aiden. Our next winner is Melissa Estrada. Melissa embodies everything a McClintock Charger is. She is kind and courteous to staff and her fellow students. She takes pride in her work and herself. Melissa has bilateral hearing loss and uses bilateral cochlear implants to access sound, as well as using American Sign Language to communicate throughout her day. In addition to bilateral hearing loss, Melissa also has a condition called retinitis pigmentosa, which impacts her vision. This is a lot for anyone to deal, but Melissa is handling this beautifully. She's been learning to use Braille in case she does lose her vision. She is also in the Literary Magazine Club and plays the violin in orchestra. Melissa has played the violin for quite some time. Melissa has taken her diagnosis with her vision impairment in stride. There was a very real possibility she could lose her sight completely, but she doesn't let that get her down. Melissa plans to go to Arizona State University and get her master's degree in business, science, or business technology, and nothing is going to get in her way. Congratulations, Melissa. Our next winner is Sean Kirk. There are so many things that can be said about Sean's character, compassion, and dedication. Sean is by far the most caring and kind young man that I have ever met despite having to deal with autism spectrum disorder. He checks in on others when they are upset, dedicates so much time to helping his classmates, and looks for ways to make his teachers' lives easier. Specifically, Sean always hands out classroom materials without being asked, holds the door for his teacher and peers, and tells everyone he hopes they have a great day. It seems small, but in a world where people are increasingly more apathetic and unaware of others, Sean is a bright and chivalrous young man. Sean is also extremely dedicated to his education. He was accepted into NAU and plans to attend in the fall, has maintained honor roll level grades all year, and has been an active member of the JROTC for years. Overall, Sean is an incredible young man with an exceedingly bright future. Congratulations, Sean. Our next winner is John Jack McGovern. Jack is a senior at Marcos Deniza High School. He has participated actively in the Best Buddies Club, serving as an officer for 2 years and setting a great example for his peers. He has participated in multiple leadership trainings and volunteer events with Best Buddies outside of school, making new friends along the way. He was even brave enough to run for student body president last year and record a video speech for the whole school to watch. Although he didn't win that election, he did secure a spot on the student council, where he has represented the senior class this year and helped organize many school events. He also works several shifts per week at the local Fry's grocery store while maintaining his grades and school responsibilities. He is an inspiration to his peers with and without disabilities, as he strives to do what his best is, no matter what challenges he faces. He plans to attend community college next year and would like to become a teacher. Congratulations, Jack. Our next winner unfortunately couldn't join us this evening, but still, that winner is Jairo Perez. Jairo is a senior at Tempe High. Jairo is an all-around great student and human being. He is kind, considerate, reflective, and hardworking. He takes feedback and coaching seriously and is a leader in the classroom and the baseball diamond. Jairo is a serious baseball player and one of the best players and leaders on the varsity team. Unfortunately, Jairo was unable to attend tonight due to baseball obligations, but we still want to say congratulations. Our next winner is Celeste Rivas. Celeste is a hardworking, kind young lady who has overcome many academic challenges in her life. Despite learning disabilities, she will graduate high school this year and was awarded a scholarship to attend Yavapai College to play volleyball in the fall and pursue a career. She served as captain for her team this year and was a star player. She leads her teammates both in athletic ability as well as attitude. She is a very positive person and perseveres to reach her goals in life. Congratulations, Celeste. Our final winner in the Outstanding High School Youth category is Kelly Rotifer. Kelly Rotifer is an amazing young lady. Not only has she thrived at Corona del Sol, she is also very active in the greater community. She is currently taking her second year of theater and enjoys attending TheaterWorks meetings and events. Kelly is an avid sports fan and enjoys attending various CDS sporting events to cheer on her fellow students. She is a recognized regular at the WNBA Phoenix Mercury games and ASU women's basketball games. Kelly has been very active in Best Buddies at the community level. And during her sophomore year, she and her buddy went to 3 different panel interviews with local and state Best Buddies staff to represent the Arizona Best Buddies program from a student perspective and help explain how the requested funds would be used to benefit Tempe students. As a result of these interviews, Arizona Best Buddies received over $40,000 in grants. She is currently a Best Buddies ambassador. Kelly is an Aztec in the true sense of the word, since she has fulfilled the stated campus goals of developing interests, performing with passion, and finding a sense of purpose to give back to those in need. She loves spending time with friends, showing off her school spirit, and she is definitely creating memories while showing the community why we would choose to include. Congratulations, Kelly. Our next award category is the Exceptional Educator Awards. This award honors a teacher, school staff member, or school support person who has provided exceptional education and support to students with disabilities. We have 2 Exceptional Educator recipients this year. And obviously, too, I'm glad that we still have the Diablos here as well with us to present all of these awards. So with that said, let's go ahead and get on with the awards. Our first Exceptional Educator is Ron Denny Jr. Ron is the Tempe Union High School District Coordinator of Social Emotional Wellness. He is a school psychologist that has been a beacon of advocacy for students with disabilities, as he has always strived to address inequities and inclusivity for those students that needed it. He has been a role model for students, and now is showing all district students the importance of social emotional wellness. As an individual with a physical disability, Ron serves as a significant role model to students that face challenges in their lives. Ron is tireless in seeking ways to include disability students in the classroom and is an inspiration to all that come in contact with his efforts. Congratulations, Ron. Our next exceptional educator winner is Marla Nisant. Marla has been a special educator in Tempe for over 30 years. She partnered with Best Buddies and started Arizona's first elementary school Best Buddies program at Rover Elementary. It has become so popular with the neurotypical students that there is often a wait list to come and play with the children in the skills classroom, which are classes especially designed for children with significant disabilities and delays. She has turned the skills program into a thriving, colorful, and educational haven. No matter their medical diagnosis or abilities, she makes sure they are given the same opportunities to learn. Additionally, she's a fierce advocate for her students. She also built a special garden that is wheelchair height, so her students that are restricted to a wheelchair can garden like their peers. She often sends home veggies for the families. More importantly, she engages with the children where they are at and consistently approaches each child individually and with curiosity. Congratulations, Marla. I want to offer, before they leave the stage here, a big thank you to Mike DiDomenico, Greg Garcia, Brad Cox, and all of the Tempe Diablos for their support of this year's All Abilities Awards and all of the work they do each and every year to keep this alive. Thank you. Our next awards are in the Outstanding Youth category. This category recognizes outstanding youth with disabilities who demonstrate dedication and success as a student or volunteer. We have 3 winners in this category. When I call your name, please come forward. Our first recipient is Nivea Gary. Nivea is a 17-year-old student at Marcos Deniza High School. When Nivea first started school at Marcos, she was an introvert, coming to school with a hoodie covering her face and not speaking to anyone. Nivea is now a sophomore who is excelling in all her classes and loves visiting the library and checking out books. She especially likes to choose books that can teach her something new, such as gardening, crocheting, computers, and science. Nivea has overcome anxiety while using technology and has recently set up a computer and connection to the internet in her home almost independently. Congratulations, Nivea. Our next recipient is Jamor Shem. Jamor is an please. Jamor is an exceptional student who has shown time and again that he is capable of exceeding expectations, defying odds, and overcoming obstacles. In spite of his struggle with a specific learning disability and a speech and language impairment, Jamor has proven that he is a high-achieving student and a dedicated athlete. Jamor comes to class every day with a positive mindset, ready to set new goals for himself and work diligently to meet them. He has set and met several goals this year, including maintaining a 2.5 minimum GPA, applying to EBIT, joining the baseball team, and increasing his tenacity in the classroom. Every staff member who has had the pleasure of working with Jamor cannot say enough about what a wonderful young man he is. Jamor has such a bright future ahead of him and is deserving of all accolades, especially those highlighting commitment, grit, and achievement. Congratulations, Jamor. Our final Outstanding Youth Awardee is Tyra Mosley Torrey. Tyra's not able to attend this evening, but we'll still give her a big round of applause. Tyra is a student whose traumatic background has given her many challenges in the area of mental health. She has had significant obstacles in her past, including multiple foster group home placements, suffered various kinds of abuse, and generally lacked stability for much of her young life. Nevertheless, she works tirelessly every day to work through these challenges. For example, she has overcome her intense social anxiety by becoming a regular attendee of McClintock's Bring Change to Mind Promise Club and is planning on applying to become a teen leader next year. She is the most active and introspective in her social emotional skills class, using the topics we cover in this class as an opportunity to take an honest look at how she can navigate her anxieties and traumas and move forward in a direction that makes life worth living. Most of all, she is a thoughtful and kind listener when her classmates share things. Her quiet attention supports and encourages the other students in the class. Unfortunately, Tyra is not able to join us today, but we still want to wish her great luck and say congratulations, Tyra. Our next award category is the Tempe Mayor's Disability Commission Award of Merit. This award recognizes any non-youth individual who has improved the quality of life for Tempe citizens with disabilities, including but not limited to at least one of the following: great inclusion, social participation, employment, healthcare, and education. We have 2 winners in this category, so please come up when I say your name. Our first winner is Laura Briscoe. Laura Briscoe is the owner of Laura's Gourmet Granola in Tempe, a chef-created and artisan-crafted classic granola with a balanced focus on health and palate. Laura's Gourmet Granola is proud to be certified woman-owned, certified gluten-free, and certified kosher. Laura was nominated for an Award of Merit by the grandmother of one of her employees, Avery, whose challenges made it difficult for him to find employment until he met Laura. According to Avery's nomination form, Avery Montenegro was diagnosed with a disability 2 years ago, and since then has applied for several jobs to no avail. The constant rejections caused him to become very isolated, and he avoided interactions with others. Laura is the only employer who believed in him and hired him. She empowered Avery to believe that he matters and has value, and he is now an important employee in her business. Though she is a small business, Laura works with the Beacon Group, which matches businesses with eligible members of the disabled community. Congratulations, Laura, and thank you so much. Our next Award of Merit winner is Ruth Ann Strom. Ruth Ann is an exemplary, passionate, and dedicated leader at the ARC of Tempe. Ruth Ann has been with the ARC for almost 4 years, and in that time, she has completely provided a new environment and attitude for not only the ARC of Tempe, but for the members and their families that the ARC serves. Ruth Ann tirelessly worked during COVID to ensure that the members were receiving some sort of opportunity to socialize in an environment that was safe, designed for just their needs, and was meaningful to them. Ruth Ann began holding virtual dance parties, art groups, and game night. At a time when the world was so uncertain of its future, Ruth Ann thought of the needs of our members and their disabilities and made it her personal mission to ensure that they were not forgotten. Ruth Ann is now actively advocating with the rest of the disability community on legislation that can affect the ARC members' lives directly. Congratulations, Ruth Ann. Our final award of the day is our Pride of the City Award. This award is given to an extraordinary organization or business which has improved the quality of life for Tempe citizens with a disability, including but not limited to greater inclusion, social participation, employment, healthcare, and education. Our 2023 Pride of the City Award goes to the Suzy Foundation. This small but mighty nonprofit organization works tirelessly to improve the lives of our special needs community on a daily basis. Led by a native Tempean, Jamie Arredondo Brunk, and her husband, Jeremy Brunk, it is clear the values of the Suzy Foundation mirror those of this Tempe community. Jamie and Jeremy began the Suzy Foundation after being denied medical equipment for their daughter with special needs. After going through these struggles, they decided to help other families in similar situations. The Suzy Foundation purchases assistive devices for students and individuals and holds a Suzy swap to get gently used equipment to other individuals with special needs, saving time and money for their families. The cost of adaptive equipment can be in the thousands of dollars, depending on the type of equipment needed, making it impossible for many families who cannot afford adaptive equipment. Adaptive equipment is critical in helping someone with special needs to be as independent as possible. The Suzy Foundation hosts the All Ability 5K, which raises funds to purchase equipment for individuals, creates awareness of needs of individuals with disabilities, and gets people moving. Additionally, with support of other community partners, they created the Tempe Adaptive Adventure Day, open to all abilities and is completely free. This day is designed for individuals with disabilities, creating accessible activities, and of course, fun. The challenges Jamie and her family have experienced in their journey to provide a happy, full, and positive life for their daughter, Suzy, provided the passion and commitment to create the Suzy Foundation. Today, Suzy is a thriving teenager doing well in school, participating in dance classes, and loving her experience with Tempe's Special Olympic cheerleading squad. Congratulations to the Suzy Foundation and my good friend, Jamie. Thank you. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here for the 34th Annual Mayor's All Abilities Award. Thank you to the Commission for everything they've done to transition this event to its new name. Thank you, all of you, for your support in the community. We could not do any of this without you. Thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you next year at the 35th Annual Mayor's All Ability Awards. Thank you.